There you stand, caught in the eye of an emotional storm that threatens to pull you in different directions all at once. Your person, the one your soul recognizes, truly wants to step back into your life. They yearn to be part of your world again, to share space with you, to create new memories that can heal old wounds. Yet here you are, suspended in a moment of profound uncertainty, feeling the weight of fear pressing against your chest while hope whispers gently in the background, reminding you of what could be. Deep within the core of your being, there exists a part of you that desperately longs for their presence. You miss the comfort that comes from being near them, that inexplicable sense of familiarity that makes your soul feel at home. There's a warmth in their energy that you cannot find anywhere else, a resonance that makes the world feel a little less heavy when they're around. You remember the moments when everything felt right, when your connection flowed naturally and effortlessly, and your heart aches for those times to return. But alongside that longing lives another force, equally powerful and far more protective. This is the part of you that hesitates, that pulls back when you feel yourself getting too close. This is the voice that questions whether it's truly safe to open your heart again, whether you can trust that this time will be different. You stand at a profound intersection, a crossroads where love and fear meet, and the collision of these two powerful energies has left you feeling conflicted, exhausted, and emotionally drained. This internal tug-of-war takes its toll on you, day after day, as you try to navigate feelings that seem to contradict each other with every passing moment. In one breath, you have complete and unwavering faith in this journey. You believe in the connection you share, in the invisible thread that seems to bind your souls together across time and space. You feel with absolute certainty that what exists between you is real, that it's meaningful, and that it's meant to be. The universe itself seems to confirm this truth through the synchronicities that appear in your life, through the dreams that visit you in the night, through the inexplicable pull that draws your thoughts back to them again and again. But then, in the very next breath, doubt creeps in like a shadow crossing the sun. Suddenly you find yourself questioning everything. Were you only imagining the depth of this connection? Was it all an illusion created by your desperate heart? Perhaps you were seeing what you wanted to see rather than what was truly there. These doubts whisper cruel possibilities, suggesting that maybe you're setting yourself up for another devastating heartbreak, that you're walking willingly toward pain disguised as love. This internal conflict, this constant oscillation between faith and fear, stems largely from your person's inconsistent behavior. Their energy moves back and forth like waves crashing against the shore, never quite settling into a steady rhythm you can trust. One day they draw close to you, showing warmth that melts your defenses. They display affection that makes your heart skip beats. They open up emotionally in ways that make you believe you're finally seeing the real them, the vulnerable person beneath the walls they usually keep so carefully constructed. But then, just when you start to relax into that warmth, they pull away. The distance returns without warning or explanation. The warmth disappears, replaced by coldness that leaves you shivering in confusion. You're left standing alone, feeling rejected and uncertain, wondering what you did wrong or what changed so dramatically in such a short time. This unpredictability has created a pattern that's difficult to break free from, and it's made it nearly impossible for you to fully trust them with your heart again. You want desperately to believe in their love. Every fiber of your being wants to accept their words at face value, to trust that their intentions are genuine and their feelings are real. But there's a part of you, shaped by experience and wisdom born from pain that fears giving them another chance. What if you open your heart fully, only to have them leave you stranded in the middle of the journey once more? What if you allow yourself to feel safe again, to become vulnerable again, only to watch them walk away when things get difficult? This is not weakness showing itself in you. This is not you being overly cautious or closed off. This is a deeply human response, a natural protective mechanism that your mind has created to shield your heart from further injury. You have been hurt before, and your psyche remembers that pain even when you try to forget it. Your mind is doing its job, trying to keep you safe, trying to prevent you from experiencing that level of heartbreak again. You are simply trying to navigate the delicate space between hope and self-preservation, between opening yourself to love and protecting yourself from harm. Yet even in the midst of all this confusion and uncertainty, there exists within you a quiet voice that never stops trying to guide you toward clarity. This is your intuition, that deep inner knowing that exists beyond logic and reason. It speaks in whispers rather than shouts, communicating through feelings and subtle sensations that you might easily miss if you're not paying attention. This inner wisdom understands truths that your conscious mind hasn't yet grasped, and it's constantly working to lead you toward what serves your highest good. If you find yourself struggling during this period of separation or emotional distance, it becomes essential that you pause the chaos of your thoughts and truly listen to that inner wisdom. The universe communicates with us constantly, not through words but through signs, synchronicities, and subtle nudges that often appear precisely when we most need reassurance. These messages arrive in unexpected ways: a song that plays at just the right moment, a conversation with a stranger that addresses exactly what you've been pondering, numbers that repeat themselves until you can no longer ignore their presence, or moments of unexpected peace that wash over you when you're at your lowest point. When you begin to pay attention to these signs, when you open yourself to receiving the guidance that's always been there, you may start to see that you are being gently guided toward understanding and healing. The path forward may not be clear yet, but that doesn't mean you're walking it alone. Trust in this process, even when it feels slow and uncertain. Trust that clarity will eventually reveal itself to you, even if it arrives in small, unexpected ways that you didn't anticipate. The answers you seek are making their way to you, unfolding in divine timing rather than according to the schedule you might prefer. Now, let's turn our attention to your person, because despite all the inconsistent behavior that has caused you so much pain and confusion, they truly do want you in their life. This isn't manipulation or empty words. This is a genuine truth that exists in their heart, even if their actions don't always reflect it clearly. They feel that spending more time with you isn't just a desire or a casual want. It has become a necessity for them, something their soul craves in ways they may not fully understand themselves. There is a strong and undeniable pull in their heart, a magnetic force that keeps bringing their thoughts back to you no matter how hard they might try to focus elsewhere. In quiet moments, when distractions fade away and they're left alone with their thoughts, you are there. When they experience something beautiful or meaningful, their first instinct is to wish you were there to share it with them. When they face challenges or struggles, they find themselves wanting your comfort, your presence, your unique way of understanding them without judgment. They have so much they wish to say to you. Entire speech is composed in their mind during sleepless nights. But when the opportunity presents itself, they struggle to find the right words. The emotions they feel run so deep that language seems inadequate to contain them. Sometimes they become so overwhelmed by the intensity of what they're feeling that they retreat instead of moving forward. This creates the confusion and distance you so often notice, but beneath that uncertainty lies genuine love and profound care for you. Your person desires a sense of security with you, a connection that feels stable, peaceful, and nurturing in ways they may have never experienced before. They are tired of the emotional turbulence that has characterized your relationship. They want to move beyond the cycle of pushing and pulling, of coming close and retreating, of hurting each other through miscommunication and fear. They dream of creating something lasting with you, something that offers both of you the comfort and balance that every soul secretly craves. In their heart, they dream of giving you everything they can offer, their love without reservation, their devotion without wavering, and a sense of safety that allows both of you to grow into the fullest expressions of yourselves. They know, in their deepest moments of honesty, that you deserve not only their love but also their respect and consistent effort. You deserve to feel cherished and protected, not only by them but by the world around you. They want to be the person who provides that for you, who stands as your shelter in life's storms. There's also a deep, soulful longing within them for your energetic presence, for that unique essence you carry that somehow calms and inspires them simultaneously. When they think of you, they don't just think of physical closeness or romantic gestures. They think of emotional intimacy that transcends the physical realm. They imagine quiet moments where words become unnecessary because your energies simply understand each other, communicating in a language that exists beyond speech. They want to express their love not only through words but through actions, through touch, and through genuine emotional vulnerability that strips away all pretense and protection. At the same time, you must understand that your person may be going through their own internal struggle, one you cannot see from the outside. They are learning how to heal from past wounds that have nothing to do with you. They are facing fears that have been with them long before you entered their life. They are trying to open up more authentically, but vulnerability doesn't come easily to everyone, especially to those who have been hurt before or who grew up in environments where emotions were suppressed or dismissed. They may have never experienced a connection this deep, this intense, this spiritually significant before you came along. And that level of profound connection can be intimidating, even terrifying. Sometimes when people are faced with something powerful and unfamiliar, something that challenges everything they thought they knew about love and relationships, their instinct is to pull back out of fear. This doesn't mean they don't care. It actually means they care so much that the intensity frightens them. They're learning how to handle emotions they've never had to process before, learning how to love in ways that feel foreign and uncomfortable but ultimately transformative. This could explain the inconsistency you've felt from them, the back and forth energy that has caused you so much confusion and pain. Their emotions are incredibly strong, perhaps stronger than they've ever felt for another person. But their ability to process these emotions, to understand them and express them in healthy ways, is still developing. They're growing, just as you are. They're learning, just as you are. And sometimes growth requires us to stumble backwards before we can truly move forward. For you, this becomes a time to focus intensely on self-trust. The love you feel for your person is absolutely real. Your emotions are valid. Your connection is genuine. But equally real and equally valid is your need to protect your own peace and emotional well-being. You cannot sacrifice yourself on the altar of love, hoping that your willingness to endure pain will somehow transform the relationship into what you need it to be. Love should not require you to abandon yourself. Remember that your intuition remains your greatest guide through all of this confusion. When you quiet the fears that scream for attention, when you move past the doubts that cloud your vision, when you listen from the deepest part of your heart where truth resides, you will begin to understand what path feels right for you. Not what others think you should do. Not what romantic movies suggest happens in these situations. But what genuinely serves your highest good and honors your soul's journey. The universe often places challenges and pauses in relationships not as punishments or signs that the connection is wrong, but as opportunities for growth. These difficult periods serve a divine purpose, creating space for both individuals to evolve into the versions of themselves that can truly sustain the love they desire. Sometimes we need to be broken down before we can be rebuilt stronger. Sometimes we need to be separated before we can appreciate what we have. Sometimes we need to lose something precious before we learn how to value it properly. In time, perhaps sooner than you think or perhaps later than you hope, you will gain the clarity and confidence you seek. This clarity might lead you back into a renewed connection with your person, one that's healthier and more balanced than before. Or it might lead you toward a completely new beginning, toward experiences and people you haven't yet imagined. Whatever direction this clarity takes you, it will be rooted in truth and self-awareness. It will honor who you've become through this journey of pain and growth. Your person's love for you runs deep, deeper than their actions sometimes suggest. Though they may not always express it perfectly, though their fear and uncertainty sometimes create distance between you, that love exists within them, steady and sincere beneath the surface chaos. They want to build a bond that goes beyond surface-level affection or temporary passion. They want something built on trust, peace, and mutual respect. They want something that can weather storms and emerge stronger. For now, in this moment of uncertainty and transformation, take comfort in knowing that everything unfolding, even the parts that hurt, even the confusion that frustrates you, is part of your growth and healing. Nothing is happening by accident. Every experience serves a purpose in your evolution, teaching you lessons you couldn't learn any other way. Trust that what is meant for you will always find its way to you, regardless of how many detours the path takes or how long the journey requires. And trust that love, in its truest and most authentic form, never actually disappears. It transforms, it strengthens, and it returns when the time is perfectly right, when both souls are ready to hold it with the care and respect it deserves.